Hi friends, hello. Welcome to Let's Crack UPSC CSE Optional, India's largest online learning platform, Unacademy. From Unacademy, you will be getting daily live classes, live tests, quizzes, structured courses, unlimited access to course material and videos on civil services, prelims and mains. Download Unacademy Learning app, get daily free live classes. This is Kiran Anishetti, faculty for Political Science, Public Administration, Polity, Issues in Governance and Ethics. I have done my MBA from Usmania University. I have done my MA in Political Science and Public Administration. Recently completed LLB. Got UGC net qualified in both the subjects, Political Science and Public Administration. 4 times I attempted Public Administration, Civils Mains as my Public Administration first option, Public Administration as first option. Each time scoring somewhere between 55% to 60% in my first optional public administration. With regard to teaching experience, I have more than 10 years of teaching experience in UPSC. I have taught in Telangana government, STIAS Study Circle Hyderabad, Telangana government Minority IAS Study Circle Hyderabad, Super 60 IAS Academy Hyderabad, Challengers IAS Academy Hyderabad, Narayana IAS Academy Hyderabad. At present, I am working for Shine India IAS Academy offline classes. If you have any doubts or queries, you can contact me on my Telegram channel, that is Unacademy_Kiran Anishetti. Today we are going to discuss the second part of communism. You can in first part we discussed how the concept of communism originated, what are the central tenets of communism and socialism, what is evolutionary socialism, revolutionary socialism, and we are discussing the basic philosophies of communism. Communism, as we have discussed in our previous session, it comprises three major schools of thought: classical Marxism of Karl Marx, orthodox communism of I.V. Lenin and Joseph Stalin, neo communism enunciated by Frankfurt School. You can prepare with the top 100 educators of an academy, such as Brunal Patel, Roman Saini, Sudarshan Gujjar, etc. An academy will be covering UPSC syllabus comprehensively, such as polity, issues in governance, international relations, ethics, general essay, optional courses, history, geography, current affairs, Indian economy, science and technology, etc. An academy is offering plus subscription in which the aspirant gets daily live classes, test series, unlimited practice, structured schedule. For 12 months, it is 44,000. If you use my promo code, you will be getting it 39,600. For 64,000, it is 24 months. That is for 2 years. If you use my promo code, you will be getting it 57,600. I recommend 2 years subscription because 2 years will be optimum time period within which the aspirant can prepare on the lines of UPSC. An academy has come up recently with iconic subscription in which the aspirant will be getting daily live classes, live tests, unlimited practice, structured schedule, personal mentorship. Personal mentorship is very, very essential to crack UPSC exam because UPSC exam involves many intricacies. These intricacies can be known by the aspirant only when he or she has personal mentorship or personal guidance. Because UPSC is very careful in asking questions in its manuals, in its strategy. Hence, the aspirant requires personal guidance or personal mentorship, which is extended by Academy under iconic subscription. Daily questions on mains you will be getting, study planner, personalized feedback. We will be evaluating your answer scripts. We will be giving our comments on your answers so that you can hone, you can improve your answer writing. For 12 months, it is 64,000. If you use my promo code, you will be getting at 57,600. For 24 months, it is 99,000. If you use my promo code, you will be getting at 89,100. Apart from 10% discount, if you use my promo code, I will be guiding you with regard to political science optional, public administration optional, general studies paper 2, that is polity, issues in governance and international relations, general studies paper 4, that is ethics, and I will be dealing most of the topics related to journalism. Apart from me, an academy will assign a team of expert educators who will be guiding you in their respective subjects. Hence, I strongly recommend iconic subscription. Communism, Part 2. In Part 1, we discussed the basic tenets of classical Marxism, such as social class, the capitalist, how they use state as an instrument of oppression, the nature of man, how communism assumes the nature of human being, that he is basically benevolent, he is motivated by altruistic impulses. The next basic tenet of communism is economics. Economics, it doesn't refer to any general economics, but it refers to Karl Marx's critique of capitalism and capitalist exploitation. Karl Marx, this particular tenet of communism deals with Karl Marx's criticism of capitalism and capitalist exploitation. Marx says, since capitalism is characterized by production for profit, since capitalism is characterized by production for profit, not for need satisfaction. Capitalism is characterized by production for profit, not for need satisfaction. Because, for instance, there may be more emphasis on production of alcohol, more emphasis on production of tobacco products, more emphasis on production of cosmetics, more emphasis on production of cinemas, but neglecting the bare minimum services such as education, health, sanitation, clothing, etc. This is how capitalism is characterized by production for profit, not for need satisfaction. Because of this phenomenon of capitalism, labor is alienated from the product that he produces. Labor is alienated from the product that he produces. Because the product that he produces will not satisfy his need. A worker working in cosmetic factory, he knows that those cosmetics are not used either by him or by his family members. This is how he will be alienated from the product that he produces. An engineer, mechanical engineering diploma holder, they may be involved in manufacturing of luxury brand cars like Mercedes, etc., which are not going to be used by them. In no way they are useful or beneficial to these workers. Hence, the worker will be alienated from the product that he produces. Second, labor are alienated from the process of labor as they do not produce the entire whole product. In the name of specialization, in the name of specialization, workers will be given the task of manufacturing of the parts of a product. They will not be producing the entire product. They will be producing a small parts of a product. For instance, a cell phone is there. He may be manufacturing only the screen. Another person may be manufacturing the keyboard or the interior components of cell phone. This is how he is alienated from the product, the process of product. For instance, if I were to be given a small portion of political science, like the economic development part in part 1, political science, paper 1, then I will not be having the satisfaction that I am completing the entire option. At least even paper 1, if I complete at least paper 1, I will have a kind of satisfaction to certain extent. At least if I complete an important component of political science like political thought, political theory, or at least political ideologies, I may be having a kind of relief or satisfaction. But if I were to be given a small portion in that too in paper 1, that is economic development or social movements, I will not be having the satisfaction that I am teaching an important component or a major portion. In the same way, when workers are asked to produce smaller components of the entire product, they will not have the satisfaction that they are producing the entire product. This is how they are alienated from the process of production. Second reason because of which the worker will be alienated from the process of production is the pressure of foreman or supervisor, especially these middle management supervisors, managers, they will exert tremendous pressure on the workers. I experienced when I worked in a college for 6 years ago. Tremendous pressure. Because of that pressure, the worker feels alienated from the process. The labor are forced to be self-interested. Hence, they are alienated from their fellow workers. Management will ensure that labor will not meet one another. You forget about during working hours. Even after working hours, they are not supposed to meet. Management will employ its own spies in workmen who are meeting, who, who is meeting with whom, where they are meeting, what they have having. Everything will be passed on to the management. Because management fears if workers develop informal relations, they will have a kind of personal bondage. They will have a kind of personal bondage amongst themselves. This personal bondage will emerge as unity amongst the workers. This personal bondage amongst the workers, which originated from informal relationships amongst the workers, they will have class unity, which may be inimical to the capitalist interest. Capitalistic interest. That's how the labor are encouraged not to bother about his fellow worker. The labor are forced not to bother about his fellow worker, not to bother about his fellow worker. Hence, they are alienated from their fellow worker. Hence, they are alienated from their fellow worker. Ultimately, workers are reduced to mere commodity. Ultimately, workers are reduced to mere commodity. Hence, they are alienated from their nature and creativity. Ultimately, because of all these types of alienations, worker will be reduced mere a cog in the wheel. He is reduced to mere a cog in the wheel. A cog in the wheel. Hence, Marx says, doctor loses creativity in treating patients. Engineer loses creativity in building the structures. What does doctor losing creativity in treating patients? How can a doctor have creativity in treating a patient? In Hyderabad, where I reside, at my place near my house, there's a doctor, family physician. The paradoxical thing about this doctor is that he charges exorbitant fee, but poor people throws to his clinic. What is this paradox? The paradox is that with his experience, with his creativity, without subjecting the patient to expensive diagnosis, he himself diagnoses the diseases. Only in unavoidable circumstances, he prescribes diagnosis. Hence, poor people, by paying high fee to the doctor, they can avoid all the more exorbitant expenditure on undergoing diagnosis. 14, 16, 17 years ago, when I was appearing for my civil services, I was going to give my first attempt. One of my roommates, he got infected with jaundice. We went to that doctor about whom I mentioned just now. He just put his palm on his stomach, his left palm on upper part of the stomach. Some diagram they say where the stomach meets with the lung part like that at the upper part of the stomach. He put his palm like that on his stomach, upper part of the stomach, on near the place where the liver is situated, and he just tapped his left palm with right hand, and he just put his ear like this. Just by that sound, he diagnosed how much percentage to which the patient liver got infected. How much percentage to which the patient's liver got infected. After 2 3 days in a subsidized hospital in Ramakrishna Math and Mission Run Hospital, my friend he took that LFT test, liver functioning test. Exactly what he diagnosed came true. Exactly 50% of liver got infected. This is creativity of doctor in treating patient. Creativity of doctor in treating patient. But because the doctor or teacher or the engineer is relegated to mere a cog in the wheel, he loses his creativity. What does engineer lose? Losing in creativity in building, what does it indicate? We have a great engineer in Karnataka. Mokshagundam Vishveshwaraya. People say that when he used to travel in train, if the train in which he travels passes through a bridge, he could estimate the life of the bridge. That was his creativity. That was his. But because of these maneuvers by the capitalists, the worker loses such creativity in his work. Next important component of capitalistic exploitation by the capitalist is surplus value. Surplus value refers to the wealth which is actually earned by the labor, but it is amassed by the capital. The surplus value refers to the wealth that has been created by the worker, but that has been amassed by, that has been asserted by the capitalist by underpaying to the worker and thereby usurping the value of the product. Simple calculation. Of course, we are going to discuss aspect anyhow. A worker, a technician, an engineer in mobile manufacturing unit, he may be paid 30,000 rupees per month. In a month, he produces around 100 cell phone. Each cell phone costs around 10,000. 10,000 into 100, 1 lakh. It's not 1 lakh, 10 lakhs. 10 lakhs. But the worker is paid 30,000. That means the actual 10 lakhs, out of 10 lakhs, you may take the cost of manufacturing, power, raw material, land, electricity, all these things. Out of 10 lakh, you may remove 1 lakh. 30,000 for salary. If you remove the cost of manufacturing of 100 mobiles is 1 lakh 30,000, he is getting, the manufacturer is getting 8 lakh 70,000 as profit. 8 lakh 70,000 as profit. But how much is paid? 30,000. But the rest of the value is asserted by the capitalist. This 8 lakh 70,000 is surplus value. Surplus value simply it means the wealth that has been actually created by the worker is going to be amassed or asserted by the capitalist by underpaying the worker and thereby usurping the remaining value of the product. And surplus value also indicates the rate of exploitation. Surplus value also indicates the rate of exploitation. Marx says that among the four elements of production, among the four elements of production, land, labor, capital, and organization, among the four elements of production, land, labor, capital, and organization, except labor, the rest three are sterile as they can produce what is put in them, but it is labor which is capable of reproducing a surplus over and above its equivalent. For production of any good or service, we require four. land, labor, capital, and organization. Organization means furniture, power, the furniture and fixtures, etc. For instance, I am running a junior college. I have a 1 acre of land or 2 acres of land in which I built some hostel. I started with 100 students, each student paying me 2 lakhs rupees. I impart, along with intermediate, I impart coaching for JEE and NEET. For each student, I charge 2 lakhs. For 2 acres, I bought by paying 1 crore rupees if you take, or I may be paying the rent, including the building, 4 lakhs rupees per month, sorry. Per month, I am paying 4 lakhs. Per annum, you may take 50 lakhs. 50 lakhs I am paying as rent. Or you assume that I bought the land I purchased the land by paying the money 1 crore rupees. After 5 years, at the most, this 1 crore may become 4 crores. The value may become 4 crores after 3, 4, 5 years. If the area were to be very, what you say, is in demand, 4 times or 5 times, 4 crores or 5 crores, it may become within 4 to 5 years. For the amount that I spent on land, that is 1 crore, after 3 or 4 years, I am getting 4 or 5 crores. You may take 4 crores after 4 years. Then on furniture and fixtures, organization, I might have spent somewhere around 20 lakhs. Their value will not increase because there will be depreciation. Then capital, I might have invested 4 crores. For these 4 crores, I may be getting at the most, 1 rupee. 1 rupee means per annum, I may be getting the interest of 4 crores means 4 lakhs per month, then 48 lakhs. In 4 years, at the most, the capital, the cash that I invested, it may be producing 2 crores. In 4 years, the land on which I invested, it may be giving 4 crores. But the labor, the teaching staff, the lecturer who teaches maths, the lecturer who teaches physics, the lecturer who teaches chemistry, the lecturer who teaches botany, the lecturer who teaches zoology. 6 lecturers plus 2 lecturers for languages, 8 lecturers. These 8 lecturers, because of the endeavor of these 8 lecturers, the strength of 100, within 4 years, it may become 1000 minimum. If the quality of teaching is good, definitely the value will increase to 1000. 1000 into 2 lakhs. Even if generally the fees will be enhanced, even if you assume that the fees is going to be constant in 4 years, 2 lakhs into 1000. How much will be the turnover for per annum? For 10 people, it is 20 lakhs. For 100 people, it is 2 crores. For 1000 students, it is 20 crores. And how much you are going to be, how much you are going to invest on teachers, on faculty? You may be giving at the most 1 lakh rupee per technical subjects. 1 lakh for technical subject. 6 faculty you have. Plus another 2 lakhs for other teaching staff. 8 lakhs. Plus non-teaching staff another 2 lakhs. 10 lakhs per month you are spending. Per year you are spending 1.2 crores. In 4 years you will be spending 5 crores. Just by investing 5 crores on labor, you are earning 20 crores. 5 crores, that too you are not spending, what do you say, at once. In installments you are spending. That means unlike the land where you have to invest at once, unlike the capital that you use, that will be invested at once. But here you will be investing on labor, that is 5 crores over 4 years, and the labor is creating 20 crores of worth. But on the other hand, how much the land produced? 4 crores. How much the capital produced? The opportunity cost of the capital? 2 crores. But on the other hand, the labor is producing the value of 20 crores. That's what Marx say. Except labor, the rest 3 are sterile. Because they can produce what it is put. The land can produce 50 lakhs or 50 lakhs rupees have been spent to purchase 2 acres. Within 4 years, it may become at the most 2 crores. The capital may give you interest of 2 crores, 1 crore in 4 years. But the labor, on the other hand, if you observe, it is generating the profit of 20 crores. Just for 1000, if it goes, the capitalist will earn the profit in geometric proportions. He will earn in geometric proportions. Labor produces 2 values. One is necessary value and the other is surplus value. Farmer refers to the wages that are given to the labor, and the latter refers to profit appropriated by the capitalist. Latter refers to profit appropriated by the capitalist. The rate of surplus value indicates the rate of exploitation. The rate of surplus value indicates the rate of exploitation. The rate of exploitation. Rate of surplus value equal to, rate of exploitation equal to surplus value divided by necessary value. Surplus value divided by necessary value. The rate of surplus value, or it can also be said the rate of exploitation, is also called the rate of exploitation. Simple to understand. For instance, 30 engineers and technicians are employed in cell manufacturing company. 30 employees. 30 technicians are employed in cell phone manufacturing company. They are paid 30,000 per head. These 30 technicians, they manufacture 500 cell phones per month, and each cell phone is sold at 10,000. That, that means how much value they are creating? 500 into 100, 6 zeros. That means they are producing the value of 50 lakhs per month. What is the salary paid to each them? It is 9 lakhs. 9 lakhs. 9 lakhs is paid to them. The capitalist, by selling 500 cell phones, each piece at the price of 10,000, he will be generating the revenue of 50 lakhs. For 50 lakhs, how much he is spending? 9 lakhs on labor, another 6 lakhs on non-technician, non-technician staff, the land rent, power, fixtures, like that. It may be costing somewhere around, if you take 5 lakhs, 5 lakhs, 9 lakhs on labor, 5 lakhs on other expenditure. For spending 14 crores of cost, he is earning 50 lakhs of revenue, in which his profit will be 36 lakhs. Here, necessary value, sir, how much is surplus value? Surplus value is 36 lakhs. The net profit earned by the capitalist. And how much is the necessary value? The wages that are paid to the workers, 9 lakhs. Then what would be the rate of exploitation of worker? 3 3s are 9, 3 12s are 3 4s. He is exploiting 4 times. 4 times. 4 times. The worker, actually, he is producing the value around 1,30,000 or 1,20,000. Actually, he ought to be given wages at the rate of monthly salary of 1,10,000 or 1,20,000. After deducting some profit, since the capitalist has taken the risk of investment, the business cycles, for 1,20,000 what the worker is producing, at the most the capitalist may take 40,000 or 30,000. The rest of the things, at least 80,000 ought to be given as salary to the technician. But he is giving just 30,000. That means per month he is paying 50,000 less to each worker. Per month he is giving 50,000 less to to each worker. Each worker. This is how this formula calculates the rate of exploitation of worker. The rate of exploitation of the worker. Surplus value which catapults the capitalist to dominant economic position. You see, by manufacturing 500 cell phones, he is amassing 36 lakhs per month. He is underpaying the technician by somewhere between 50,000 to 60,000 per technician. Like that, 30 technicians. That means 50 to 20 lakhs he is getting over there itself. That is surplus value. Because of such surplus value, the capitalist will be catapulted to dominant economic position, which in turn leads to dominant social and political position of the capitalist because of the ownership of means of production. Surplus value which catapults the capitalist to dominant economic position. Once you are economically strong, you will be socially and you will socially and politically be strong. And this economic dominance, social dominance, and political dominance is getting because of surplus value which he gets from ownership of means of production. Which he gets from ownership of means of production. If means of production were to be owned by the community itself, if means of production were to be owned by the community itself, the source of surplus value can be exploited. The source of surplus value can be exploited. The source of surplus value can be exploited, can be eliminated. The source of surplus value can be eliminated. When source of surplus value is eliminated, the capitalist loses his dominant economic position. Consequently, he will be losing his dominant political and social. This is the concept of surplus value rate of exploitation according to Karl Marx. Next, very important component of philosophy of Marxism of Karl Marx. Marx says the working class galvanized by their class consciousness. Social revolution which results in dismantling capitalism and bourgeois state. Karl Marx says the workers should unite themselves through their class consciousness, bounded by class consciousness. We all belong to one community, that is labor community, working community. Enthused with this class consciousness, seething with this class consciousness, working community would wage violent social revolution against the capitalist and bourgeois state. In first instance, they dethrone and dismantle the capitalists. In the second phase, they dismantle bourgeois state. Because of these two important events in the society, the society or the community will reach a transitional phase. Transitional phase. What is this transitional stage? The stage of dictatorship of proletariat. The stage of dictatorship of proletariat, which lasts as long as caste antagonism persists. Socialist state or dictatorship of proletariat, that means dictatorship ruled by the working class itself. That is not the ultimate goal of communism. The ultimate goal of communism is to eliminate the class itself in the society and to dismantle the institution of state itself. There should not be any government. There should not be any social class. But it will not happen suddenly. As soon as the social revolution takes place, immediately after dismantling capitalism, immediately after dismantling bourgeois state, an intermediary state will come. That is the dictatorship of proletariat, where the working class would run dictatorship government. But this is only intermediary stage. This is not the ultimate goal of the communism. The main aim of this dictatorship of proletariat is to quell anti-revolutionary forces, like the defeated bourgeois or capitalists will be in the society. They will be searching for the opportunity to bounce back, to wage a war against working class. Until such antagonistic forces succeed in the society, until such anti-revolutionary forces are totally eliminated from the society, the dictatorship of proletariat state continues to exist. The dictatorship of proletariat state continues to exist. Dictatorship of proletariat state continues. Once these counter-revolutionary forces subsist, the proletariat state will be dissolved voluntarily, which leads to communism. Once the anti-revolutionary forces are totally eliminated, the ultimate goal of Marxism, that is establishment of communism, will happen, which is characterized by classless society and stateless society. Rational mode of production will commence. Rational mode of production where the production will be based on need satisfaction, not for profit. Rational mode of production where the production will be done based on need satisfaction rather than for earning profit. This is the ultimate goal of communism. These are the ultimate goals of communism. Classless society, stateless society, and rational mode of production where production will be done based on need satisfaction, not for profit. This is the classical Marxism, the class Marxism, classical Marxism enunciated by Karl Marx. Now we will study orthodox communism enunciated by I.V. Lenin and Joseph Stalin. I.V. Lenin and Joseph Stalin model of communism is considered to be orthodox communism. Following are the important characteristics of orthodox communism. First and foremost, these are the characteristics of IV Lenin communism. Lenin believes that classical Marxist principles ought to be adopted to win and to retain political power. Remember, friend, Marx always used to consider political power as corrupt, debauching, seductive. But here, IV Lenin is not considering like that. In fact, he is in favor of political power. To attain such political power and to retain such political power, classical Marxist principles ought to be adopted to win and to retain political power. Second, middle, middle class intellectual leadership is essential to inculcate class consciousness amongst the workers. I.V. Lenin used to believe from core of his heart that the working class on its own at the most it can gain trade union consciousness. That means demand for more wages, demand for better working conditions, demand for franchise voting rights. But they never ever imbibe class consciousness by which they will be galvanized to wage violent social war against capitalism on by their own. The working class by on its own never be able to inculcate or impart class consciousness which galvanizes the working force to wage social war against the capitalist and bourgeois state. Such class consciousness can only be inculcated by educated intellectual middle class. This is second difference. Third, vanguard party or revolutionary party comprising intellectual middle class is very important to impart class consciousness among the working community. This is third. First, Lenin supports attaining political power and retaining political power. Second, the importance of middle class to impart class consciousness amongst the working community. Third, the importance of political party, which Karl Marx never envisaged, comprising ideology driven intellectual middle class to inculcate class consciousness. The greatness of I.V. Lenin is that he envisaged imperialistic stage of capitalism. He envisaged imperialistic stage of capitalism. Lenin envisaged imperialistic stage of capitalism means capitalism would cross the boundaries of its countries. The country broad, the way capitalism in England crossed England. It crossed its borders in France, Dutch, Portuguese. It acquired the form of imperialistic capital. That's why I.V. Lenin and Karl Marx, both of them, even Marx also envisaged. That's why both of them used to emphasize on Marxism, international Marxism. The socialism or Marxism should be international phenomenon. It should not be bounded to country boundaries. He envisaged imperialistic stage of capitalism. Lenin envisaged one-party system with democratic centralism characterized by freedom of discussion and unity of action. If there were to be any issue, that issue will be discussed in the party. The freedom will be there to discuss the issue in the party. But once the decision is taken by the high command, everybody should be abide by that decision. This is how we envisaged one party system with democratic centralism characterized by freedom of discussion and unity of action. Now we will discuss Joseph Stalin's version of orthodox communism. Stalin embraced socialism in one country, that is, building socialism within the country without having gone for international revolution. Marx and Ivy Lenin, they emphasized on international social revolution because capitalism is not going to be restricted to the boundaries of a single country. In order to counter the international capitalism in the form of imperialistic capitalism, we need to have international social revolution. But Joseph Stalin, he opposed that. He embraced socialism in one country. Against this postulate of Joseph Stalin, one of the members of Stalin's Politburo, Leo Trotsky, he opposed Stalin, because of which Stalin put him in jail and later on Trotsky was executed. Joseph Stalin emphasized on central planning. First 5-year plan started in 1928, which brought about uh, rapid industry. The state regime was collectivization. Another important feature of Joseph Stalin is collectivization, that is, nationalization of agriculture, trade, and business manufacturing sectors, thereby totally eliminating private players, private sector. That is called state collectivization or state socialism. The Joseph Stalin's regime was characterized by brutal elimination of opponents. Around 1 million people were killed by his secret police. Not only those who are outside the party, but those people who are inside the party were also killed. Thousands of them were put behind the bars. They had been languishing in jails for decades together. He killed his opponents by using secret police. Hence, Stalin's regime was draconian, authoritative, and totalitarian. Stalin's regime was draconian, authoritative, and totalitarian. The state which was supposed to dissolve itself spontaneously, it got ossified and petrified. The state which was supposed to be dissolved voluntarily got ossified and petrified. You remember Marx says that when the communism meets its ultimate goal, that is attainment of communist mode of living, the state will be dissolved. The dictator proletariat state will be dissolved as a matter of course. The ultimate goal of communism, classless, stateless society. But here the state got ossified and petrified. Thank you, friends. Please subscribe to Unacademy YouTube channel, share and like the videos. Use my promo code to get 10% discount. If you have any doubts, you need any clarifications from me, you can contact me on my Telegram channel. That is Unacademy _Kiran Anishetti. Friends, thanks a lot.